Hello, world. I'm speaking to complete strangers, and I'm trying to make new friends with this video and speak what's on my mind. Uh, the whole world is facing a global crisis. And it's not just financial crisis that we told about. It's the crisis of global management. We have one planet. We share it. And we have attempts coming from crazy and evil people to create one control system of the whole world. Many of us heard about New World Order, only we don't realize that it's a dangerous thing for all of us. And it's time we face it. It's time we unite our efforts to do something about it. We have a group of people actually managing most of the processes in the world. They manage our finances. They control our mass media. They run our governments. And basically, they control our lives. A small group of people controls the lives of billions of us. And that's crazy. And that happens because we don't care. And we don't take care of world finances. We let complete strangers control world finances. And we have a crisis. Because those people who have power, who want power more than anything in their lives, they don't like us. They hate us. There are more than 7 billion of people living on this planet, and they hate us. They hate the fact that we live on this planet. I'm talking about a small group of bankers. I'm talking about the owners of the Federal Reserve System of the USA. I'm talking about the owners of world mass media. I'm talking about the owners of the biggest companies, of transnational companies. I am talking about the people who actually have the power to make rules in our lives. And they do make rules in our lives. And those of us who don't play by the rules simply get killed. And if we do play by the rules, then we help them commit genocide and help them kill others. And this system that they built, this financial system, is providing the world with a big scam. The whole dollar system is a big scam, and we depend on it. Our lives depend on this scam. There's a division in the world. There are those who actually help this scam take place, and there are those who suffer from it. There's a small percentage of people of the world who benefit from this scam. A very tiny percent of us benefit. Most of us suffer. And most of us don't question the reasons for 2 world wars. We don't think about it. We don't know about it. We don't want to know about it. We never think of how they started and why they started. And I started thinking about it not long ago, just like many of you watching me now, I was blind to what was happening in the whole world. I didn't care much. I was not ready to care. I was busy trying to survive. And now I figured that I have to care. I have to ask those questions. I have to find answers, because otherwise I'll ruin my life and I'll ruin the lives of my children and the lives of other people in my country and in the world. I have to care. I have to start caring, because I don't like this world. I don't like the way it is today. There are some things that are fundamentally wrong with the global management. And this new world order, it's a crime against humanity. The whole dollar scam, that's a crime against humanity. And I started analyzing history. I started thinking of world finances for once. You know what I found? I found that those people who tried to create alternative financial systems, alternative to this dollar financial system, got killed. John Kennedy was one of them. He tried to create an alternative financial system. Stalin created an alternative financial system, got killed, and his system was ruined. There are more examples of those trying to protest the rules of today's world, the rules of just a few hundreds of families of bankers. And all those who protested got killed. Perhaps they will kill me. I don't know. But I don't have a chance, do I? I don't have a chance of survival anyway, because they hate people and they want to kill all of us anyway. So what do I have to lose? What is it that I have to lose? If I am already being attacked anyway, then why be silent? They don't leave me a choice. They hate me and they hate all of you. And I figured that the same family names, the same groups of people, the same families are responsible for starting World War I and World War II. It's not that the world got crazy and decided to fight. It's not the people of the world who decided to kill each other all of a sudden. It was all planned. It was all set up. It was all financed and organized. And people's minds were manipulated in such a way so that they saw enemies in one another and they fought one another. And those bankers, those families of bankers who organized this, who financed the whole process, who ignited the world wars, they benefited from both world wars. And that's how they got the world power. While people like you and I were killing each other, they got rich. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with today's world. We have people who are manipulating with world finances and manipulating with world information, and they get more and more power every day, and they get more and more rich every day, while the rest of us suffer and try to survive in the world that they create for us. I don't like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Uh, I do believe that God created all of us, not for those few hundred families of bankers to kill us, not for those few hundred families of bankers to create chaos in our world, uh, to rob us, to manipulate our minds, uh, to control world finances, to screw our lives and our future. That wasn't what God had in mind. God had will for us to do something about it, because those people don't listen to God. He created them too, but they don't listen to God. They go against God's will. It is God's will for people to live in harmony and peace and work together and make friends and cooperate and make this world a wonderful, wonderful place for all animals and people. That's the God's will, but those people, uh, they actually committed themselves to the devil, and they create their own rules for us and for the whole world. They don't like people. They hate people. They hate God's creations, and they do destroy our world. I used to live in the US, and little did I know why I came to the US in the first place. I just knew that something forced me to leave Russia and go to the US. Uh, Later, I did figure out why it happened. My country was destroyed. I was born in the USSR, and Stalin's financial system was still working. When I finished school, it was destroyed. I was lucky to get high quality education that was still free for me. I got it in Russia. But then after I graduated from college, I was left homeless. No job, no opportunities to survive, no way to go, no roof over my head. That's it. I was stuck, and I had no opportunities to live or work anywhere. So basically, I had to leave Russia, and the only opportunity that I saw was going to graduate school in the US. So I took that opportunity. That was the only survival opportunity at that point for me. But now I know who ruined my country. Now I know that it's the same people, the same families, the same bankers, the same owners of world financial system, world mass media, world transnational corporations. They ruined my country. It's the same family who started World War I, World War II. They're responsible for ruining my country as well. Well, of course, it's a family business. Of course, those who started World War I could not destroy my country in the 90s. Of course, uh, it's their relatives, it's their grandsons and granddaughters who destroyed my country. But it's the same family business. It's the banking business. Uh, and I realize now that those people, those families who run those worldwide businesses on the global scale, they commit crimes against humanity over and over and over again, and they get away with it. Now I'm ready to call both world wars crimes against humanities, because I know that it wasn't an accident. It wasn't some crazy moment or some conflict in the world. I know now that it was planned. Both world wars were planned, organized, and financed. That's why I call it crimes against humanity. And also, the destruction of my country is also a crime against humanity. We have hundreds of millions of people dead only because those families of bankers wanted world power. Over the course of the last 100 years or so, their actions caused hundreds of millions of people in the world dead, which means that they committed crimes. It didn't stop them. They realize they commit crimes, but they don't care. They plan more crimes. They want to kill more people. That's the problem. Those people who have the most power and the most money in the world today don't like people at all. They already have blood on their hands. They already killed lots of people, and they want to kill more. That's the problem. They finance terrorism. They finance creation of diseases. They finance selling drugs. They finance lots of crazy criminal activity. It's all done on purpose, and it's all done by a small group of people. It's hard to realize all of that. It's hard to talk about it, but somebody needs to. Somebody needs to not just say something about it, but do something about it. I do believe that the world needs a new kind of world management, new kind of global world power, new kind of world government to protect the world from those crazy people, to actually care for humanity. And I do believe that we need to do that. We need to unite efforts to create that kind of new world management, new world government. And we need to all realize that right now, criminals are running the world, and it's not supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be the other way around. Normal people are supposed to run the world. Normal people need to take care of world finances. We need to stop those crimes. We need to stop those criminals. We need to hold them responsible for what they did. We need to stop them from destroying the whole world. We need to stop them from committing more crimes that they already did. We need to acknowledge that we live in a scam. We need a new banking system. I mean, we can use the same locations of banks, but the quality of banking system is supposed to be completely different. We're supposed to take care of this scam. I do have an idea about that. I want to offer the English-speaking community an idea of realization of Stalin's financial system globally, worldwide. I know many of you have been scared uh, from the time you were born, perhaps, by Stalin himself, by his personality, by the whole communist system. There's a huge propaganda working to create lots of myths and lies related to his name. But the truth is, he's hated so much by those who run the world today, and they're interested in telling lies about him only because his financial system worked very well, and it actually benefited simple people like you and me. It was working to create wealth for all, not just a small percentage of people who play by the rules and help commit genocide of the rest of the world. So his financial system was pretty simple. The state bank did not create credits for the government or for other people. It created the money that was invested directly into good education, healthcare, healthy economy, creating jobs, creating goods for simple people like me and you. It was invested right away. So people did not have to take credits or depend on credits at all. And the prices were controlled. This way, within the USSR, people got free education, which was quality education. They got free medical care, also quality medical care. And they did not have to worry about prices going up and down. They did not have to worry about where they would live. They were provided a place to live, and they did not have to worry about losing their jobs. So it was a wonderful, wonderful system that actually worked. And this system allowed Russians beat the Nazis. And the system is what was hated so much by the bankers who run the world today. They put a lot of effort into the destruction of this system because it was threatening to destroy the scam system that they were creating. So what I'm saying is that most of you who speak English, you probably have no idea what it's like to get a free education or free medical care. or not worry about losing a job, or not worry about where you will live. Most of you who speak English, you pay for practically everything and anything. You pay permissions, fees, insurances, taxes, all sorts of things. You pay too much. You pay for everything. For the right to live on this planet, you pay, which is crazy by itself. And in Russia, we have a completely different system still, even though our country is destroyed, but it's not destroyed completely. We still have benefits from this Stalin system. My kids still get free education and free medical care. I still don't pay taxes. I mean, I do have property, and I pay, I'll tell you how much I pay. I pay 300 rubles which means about $5 a year. That's my tax payment. That's it. I don't pay any kind of commissions. I can do remodeling at my home whichever way I like. I don't have to pay insurances, medical, dental. I don't have to pay for that. And most of those benefits come from the remaining remains of the Stalin system. So what I'm saying is that Stalin system is way much better than the dollar scam system that we have right now in the world. What I'm saying is that you can benefit from it as well. But you have to agree with me. You have to listen to me. You have to learn about Stalin's system. You have to learn about how it works. And I do want you to benefit from it. I do want the whole world to benefit from it. So I want it working globally. And I know in my heart that it's possible. I know that if we all do this together, if we all learn about it, if we all put efforts into making it happen, we can benefit from it. Just imagine quality education free, medical care free, no taxes, no insurances, no fees, I mean, you just work and get paid for what you do, and show the best of you, the creative human being you are, the talented human being you are, and you get paid for it, and actually care for the world and benefit from it. That's how it worked. That was the idea behind it. I want to also tell you about those people who will resist this idea. Those who resist this idea, both in Russia and in the US, are those who benefit from this dollar scam. There's a small percentage of people who benefit from this dollar scam. The rest of the world suffers, but a small percentage benefits. And though that small percentage actually works for those bankers who own Federal Reserve System of the US, who own transnational companies, who set the rules in this world. So the small percentage of people actually want to keep on benefiting from the scam, and they will resist Stalin's system the most. But I want you not to listen to them. I want you to listen to me and to professional economists who will tell you the wonderful things about Stalin's system and how it worked. So it's basically very simple. Stalin built this mega corporation statewide, and the profits from the biggest corporation, the biggest companies, did not go into the pockets of a small group of people, into the pockets of owners. The profits of the biggest companies went into the free education, into the providing the living opportunities, the roof over people's heads, into free medical care, into economy development, into scientific developments. That's how it worked. So it's not, we didn't have some people getting rich while the rest was getting poor. We had the system in which everybody benefited from it. And Stalin was not rich at all. He died a poor man. He did not he did not own anything big. He did not make lots of money. He was just like everybody else. That's the trick. And he was dealing with lots of finances, lots of huge amounts of money. And he was not taking anything to himself. And he did not let anyone else take from that big system to themselves. So he was a very selfless person. And he did care about the quality of living in the USSR. And people actually, people are very grateful to him for that. And people did benefit from that. And that's why he got so much support. And that's what inspired people during World War II. That's why they did not want to live under Nazis. That's why they did not want to have anything to do with the Western world, because we already had the beautiful financial system at home. So people got so much inspiration in this Stalin's honesty and in actually caring for people, that they survived the Nazi attack and they became winners, because they knew at their hearts that honesty will win. And this Stalin's financial system is way, way, way much better than anything that the Western world can offer us. So I'm doing the impossible now, only because I'm not happy with today's world. I'm not happy with this dollar scam. I'm not happy with the wars. I'm not happy with genocide of innocent people, just to satisfy the appetites of the owners of world banks. I'm not happy with that. I want the world to be managed differently. And I want Stalin's system in the world, because I know that it does, I know that people will benefit from it, and it is better. And I know that learning about this system will help stop the scam of the Federal Reserve System. It's a wonderful alternative, and it works. And it worked for us until it was destroyed. It did not collapse. It did not have flaws as they make you believe. That's not true. It's a wonderful system, and it can be restored. But I don't want it to be restored only in Russia. And I don't want any more wars. I want you to learn about it. I want you to benefit from it. And I want this system worldwide because it's better. It's better this way. As for the criminals, as for the owners of the Federal Reserve System, the owners of global mass media, of transnational companies, I want those people in prison. Well, first in court, then in prison, or first in prison, then in court. It doesn't matter. I want those people held responsible for the crimes that they committed and commit right now. I want them to be held responsible for the scam, for world robbery, and for the genocide. Those crazy criminals who don't care about people, who hate people, who kill people, who rob people, are supposed to be in prison. They're crazy people, absolutely out of their mind. They're not supposed to be in the world government. They're not supposed to be in power. Plus, we didn't elect them, so they have no right to call themselves world government. They are criminals, and I want them behind bars. I want you to agree with me, and I want you to help me turn things around. And I want you to help me build a completely new world management system, a completely new world government. And I want this world government to be absolutely open to people. I want world finances to be clear, to be, I want the people to have access to what's happening to the world finances. I want open relationships in the world. I want trust. I want friendship. I want to stop all the wars and all the scams. And I actually do believe that it is possible. I am sick and tired of living in the world by somebody else's rules that have nothing to do with loving people, with loving God. I mean, those criminals go against God. They go against everything that people actually value and care about. They go against people's wills. They destroy the world without asking the permission of anybody. I did not allow those bankers to create wars. I did not allow them to create scams. I did not allow the genocide or the robbery of people, but they do it anyway. So that makes them criminals. I want the genocide to stop. I want this craziness to stop. And there's a way. There is a way. And I just told you about it. I just told you about the idea. Please do leave comments under this video. Please do contact me. Well, let's talk about it. Let's start this process of changing the world. We can do it. And you will see the benefits of it. You will also know the experience of paying nothing for education, for medical care. You will benefit from knowing that you will not lose the job that you have. You will not lose the property that you have. It's a wonderful, secure feeling that I know, and I want you to know it as well. So I'm not saying anything that's created by my own imagination. What I'm talking about is history. There are resources that will tell you about Stalin's system. There are resources that will actually point at the true reasons the world wars started. There are resources that will actually point at who benefited from the destruction of the USSR and who actually was responsible for it. So it's not something that I made up. It's history. I just made the right conclusion from all those historical facts that I put together. And I was just brave enough to talk about it and to speak my mind. And I don't care whether those bankers kill me for saying things like this or not. I mean, they killed me anyway. They try to kill me anyway my whole life, as I figured. So I have nothing to lose. But even if they do succeed at killing me, they cannot stop the world from changing, from resisting this new world order, and from stalling ideas to actually conquer the world. They cannot stop that because those are wonderful ideas. Those are good ideas. And I want you to know about them. Thank you for watching. I hope I will make new friends with this video. And I do wish you well. God bless.